Before we jump into any of these scary looking equations, let us first understand the methods that we'll be using to find out the solutions for x. Method 1 is the factorization method, which is a key concept and is very useful when we are dealing with the quadratic equations. To understand it simply, let us take an example. Let's consider the number 12. Now 12 can be written as a product of two numbers in different ways. I can write 12 as 3 times 4 or 2 times 6 or even 12 times 1. So here what I did was divide 12 into two numbers whose product gives me 12. So this process of dividing a complex expression into its simpler parts, that is known as factorization. And the numbers 3, 4, 2, 6, 1 and 12, they are known as the factors of 12. A factor is something that divides the number in such a way that the remainder is 0. And if we divide 12 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 or 12, that gives me a remainder of 0. So these numbers are the factors of 12. So now we have a general understanding of what a factor is and what the process of factorization is. That is, to convert an expression into a form like something multiplied by something. And that is a key concept that we can use to find out the value for x. Now, when we are dealing with quadratic equations, and we are trying to solve it with the method of factorization, we would be taking help from this concept. So we will try to convert this equation into something multiplied by something form so that it will help us to find out the value for x. But the question is, how do I convert it into that form? So let us figure out the steps here. The first step would be to look at the constant value. So I have 6 here, 6, and multiply this to the coefficient of x square, which is 3. This gives us 18. And this is a key number that will help us convert this equation into something multiplied by something form. Let's see how. Now if we see step 2, in step 2, what we do is we search for two numbers whose product gives me 18 and whose sum gives me 9. But wait a minute, I have 6 multiplied by 3 as 18. So if I add 6 and 3, doesn't that give me 9? Yes, that means 6 and 3 are those two numbers that will satisfy both these conditions. So now what I will be doing is substituting 9 with 6 plus 3. Then the equation becomes 3x square plus 6 plus 3 plus 6 is equal to 0. Now what we'll do is open the brackets. 3x square plus 6x plus 3x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now just take 3x common. So we have 3x and the remaining part is x plus 2. And let me take 3 common here. Then this gives me 3 times x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now this gives me x plus 2 and 3x plus 3 is equal to 0, which means we have successfully converted this equation into this form. So that is the first method for factorizing a quadratic equation. Now let me give you an additional problem to try for yourself. Try this problem using the same logic as we discussed earlier and comment your answers in the comment section. Now let us move to another category. What if I have an equation which cannot be converted into this form? Then what should I do? Let's see. At first, let us try to apply the same logic in this case as we did earlier, right? So I'll have x square plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Now this would mean that I need two numbers whose product is 5 and whose sum gives me 2. But the only product for 5 is 5 times 1 and 5 plus 1 is equal to 6, which is not equal to 2. So we cannot find out the integer pairs that will satisfy both these conditions. In this case, what we can do is apply the quadratic formula to find out the values for x. Let's say I have an equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. And for this equation, if I were to find out the value for x, then I'll be using the formula x is equal to minus b plus minus under root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And on substituting the values of a, b and c from this equation into this formula, we would get the values for x.